Hi there, kit lovers. It's Louise with you today on behalf of Kitaholic Kits, and I'm sharing a new 12 by 12 scrapbook layout featuring the April 2022 kits. Now, I absolutely adore this rainbow paper from Cocoa Vanilla Studio No Limits collection, but I thought a whole piece was going to be just a little bit too much. So I've trimmed the paper. I've cut about 3/4 of an inch from each side. I've attached it to a black background cardstock, and then I've stitched around the edge and done a little bit of distressing on the edges of the coloured cardstock so that I have sort of this rainbowish kind of background, but it's not overwhelming of the photo and the elements. Now, I had an idea for this that I really wanted to do some banners. So I'm cutting up the Project Life type sheet of paper and cutting those into small, all even strips this time. Sometimes I like to do it uneven. This time I decided I was going to do them even. So they're all 2 inches, and I'm going to cut those into little banners and lay them off to the sides of my photo. Now, I really like how this looks, but I still think I need something in the background. So here's where I'm going to pull out the Nuvo drops, and I'm going to use the same technique that I did earlier in the month with a stencil. So I'm just going to add some of the Nuvo drops to my spatula, and they do spread quite thinly, obviously because they're a bit thinner than a texture paste, but you get the same sort of idea. You just have to use a little bit more. And in terms of if you're trying to use up some of your mixed media stash, this is not necessarily a bad thing. You know, getting these onto paper is good, and we're using up our stash. No good hoarding them. Definitely get them onto pages. So I like to let this dry naturally. You can use a heat gun. I like to just leave it overnight. So I go ahead and work on something else and come back to this when it's completely dry. But definitely if you want to use a heat gun, you can. So once it's dry, or while it's drying, I'm going to work out these banners and do a little bit of embellishing around my photo. One of the great things about this collection is how well it coordinates. I really enjoy working with elements that you know are going to go so well together. So I decide to draw some little frames around my banners just to sort of grunge them up a little bit and help them to be sort of slightly coordinated with that black cardstock background that I've got going on, to blend them in a little bit. And then I'm just adding a little strip of tape upside down and sticking my banners onto the page. So essentially I'm going to work through my embellishing while I wait for my paste to dry. And if I get to the point where I can't do any more, then I just come back to it the next day. So these little word stickers are really great to use. They are part of my favorite. I mean, I love everything in the collection. I love the ephemera and the sticker sheets and the chipboard pieces, but I do like those little stickers. I think they really give you that extra something that you can add on your layouts. The stars are a great addition. I do really enjoy the stars. And then of course you've got lots of fun little pieces that you can use to add on there as well. So this is all dry in the background. I've come back to this the next day and everything's dry. I'm going to mount some of this up on some cardstock just because I felt like it was getting a little bit lost in the background. So I'm going to pop some cardstock on. The little doily was a late addition because I felt like it needed something again just to separate the cluster and the photo from the background. But I do love how this has come along. I'm going to add some of the little enamel dots because those are such fun to use as well. So that's my share for today. I hope that you enjoyed that. I really like how this layout turned out. And if you're inspired to scrap lift, please give it a go and share it in the Facebook page. So thanks for watching.